Here we are at Fort DeSoto for this is Friday for the Everglades Challenge for 2012. I'll just walk down the beach here and you can see all the boats that are lined up on the beach at high water. And there's some peculiar boats. This one here's kind of neat. It has a cabin enclosed on one side and then it has an open with two seats on the other side. And here's one I hope they're in real good shape. You notice what this next to us is an east scow. The wind's out of the south today, and it's going to be out of the south tomorrow, but then it's switching out of the north. So this guy ought to be able to fly. A little red skinny boat with a kind of a cockpit up inside. Looks pretty neat. Definitely a homemade one here. It says Oracle on it. Looks like he's done this before. He's set up for this. I don't know about the sunfish though. I don't know, maybe there's all kinds of strange boats here. Maybe a sunfish is one of them. A Norse boat. These boats have to be launched off the beach at the high water line where they are by the crew and nobody else. And there's a couple of obstacles to limit sizes and things. One thing, at some of the checkpoints, they have to go under bridges, or there's certain widths, like I think there's a 7-foot bridge they have to go under. They have to lower the mast on some of these. There's a 10-foot wide pilings on one of the bridge. There's a Prindle 19. If the weather's good, some of these cats really fly. Hobie trimaran things. Well, we haven't got to the kayaks yet. Another try. We haven't got to the really funny looking boats yet. And here's one homemade looking thing. I bet the homemade looking things, a wind rider, I bet the homemade looking things are the guys who've done this 5 times and know what to do and what to expect. It's a little bitty skinny Hobie, and they're leaving here and going 300 miles to Key Largo. Looks like a Core Sound, I think, there in front of us. Bandaloop. Homemade catamaran. A Hobie 18. Oh, I'm not watching through the screen. I'm just looking at the boats. I better pay attention. There's Peter the plumber out there with Steve. There's Crazy Steve out there. Another Hobie. Get off the beach. Oh, the water's going to get me. I don't know about this little bitty boat here. Serious evil here. They're really starting there. Well, some of them are going to stop at the first checkpoint. A race there. You have to be from here to the first checkpoint, which is down in Boca Grande, which is about 60 miles. You have to be there by Sunday afternoon. Another Norse boat. It's a fancy little thing here. This has got to be one of the Gujan brothers' boats here. I think Meade Gujan's got a boat here, and that must be his. Bay City, Michigan. A Hobie 16. All right, here's the puddle duck. Puddle duck racer. I've been reading about this guy on the puddle duck site. Look at this little sucker. Looks like a little sports car, doesn't it? That's neat. We'll keep going here. Another try. Now we're starting to get into, well, now this is a really high performance looking kayak here. Moon Shadow. Bill Fight's going, he's been 5 or 6 times. He's usually a double, but he's going by himself this year, they say, in this Sea Pearl. Now it looks like we're coming into the kayak section. I know, you're all going to yell at me if this is jumping around. See, kayaks with inflatable outriggers on them. More of a homemade looking kayak without, or homemade looking something with outriggers. Look at here, a racing shell. Serious guy. Long skinny kayaks. The kayakers usually make it. I mean, these guys are hardcore guys. More tries. What the hell is this thing over here? Night Spirit 6? I guess there's no limit on your crew. I don't think. There's always one or two people. I wonder if they really have 6. Oh, look, it's got a training pontoon. Or AMA or ACA or whatever you call them. Some fancy looking kayaks here. Hell, these are some serious people. Kiwi bird. Now I'll send you the site again where you can keep up with all these people and see all their comments. Nice looking wooden kayak. I don't know if it'll look that good when they're finished in Key Largo. But there's a nice looking kayak there. Look how long that sucker is. Oh yeah, you're getting into some really nice kayaks here. These people know how to do it. I bet you all of these make it. Look at that puppy there. The last couple of years, a big old tornado catamaran is one, or not one, first to finish. I don't know. Is that a tornado? I don't think so. Might be. Bunch more kayaks. Big giant turquoise looking thing back there on the beach. More kayaks. And all these people are going to launch, all the boats launch at the same time tomorrow morning at dawn, which is about 7 o'clock. Except, and I was going to come up tomorrow and watch them, except they're calling for heavy, dense fog, which is, I'd still come if that was the only problem with fog over here, but this is Florida with all the old snowbirds and dry getting to here and driving across the sunshine skyway right there. And heavy dense fog is sure death. So I'm not doing it. And here's this one here. I think this guy comes every year in this tiny little boat here. Some of the little boats, if the wind dies altogether, the little boats, you can paddle them easier than the big boat. Here's a long, skinny boat with inflatable pontoons. Again, you have to watch the weight since you have to launch these yourself. If you're the only one in your boat, you better have a light boat. And I think we're almost to the end. Some kind of a big fancy looking something. Wood looking catamaran, I guess it is. And I've been walking down Sun. Oh, it's a big old fancy trimaran. That's a monster. That would really fly. I don't know if you can turn around and look back into the sun. Get Sandy coming towards you. Okay, that ought to be good.